Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever time you find yourself watching this recording. My name is Melissa, and this is another episode of Coffee Break with Melissa here at Lutheran Social Services. I am so happy to bring to you none other than my supervisor, Cliff Johnson. Today, Cliff, thank you for being here. This is so nice to have you and ask you questions and talk all things child welfare and hobbies and passions and just a wide range of things.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So I kind of introduced your role, but is there anything else you want to tell us about your?
I've been with Lutheran Social Services for about over 20 years. Well, I shouldn't say that. I started here over 20 years ago, but I've been in child welfare going. But yeah, I came back to LSSI about 3 years ago in the supervisory capacity for our foster home licensing.
Okay, awesome. And we're happy to have you with us.
Thank you.
For sure. So, what are you drinking? What are we?
I believe Phil has made me a very delicious latte here.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm drinking the same thing. Let's see. Yum.
Pretty good.
Right?
Pretty good.
So good. And we're getting better around here with the foam. The foam factor is getting real. Wait till we get designs going. That is the next phase in things. I'm so excited. We're almost there, you guys. So, I have a coffee story, if I may.
Right ahead.
Okay. So, Phil, I know you're behind the camera, but this is legit restaurant worthy. This is really, really good. So my coffee story, so I was telling you guys how much I love this latte. I was trying to I had a vanilla latte. It was at Rockford Roasting Company the other day. But I had it with pistachio cream as the milk. They competed with each other.
They competed with each
Yeah,
other.
the flavors.
Oh, I see.
It was a good drink. I liked it, but those are two really good ingredients that don't need to be mixed together. I think they need to just be two separate drinks. So it was interesting. I enjoyed it, but I was just like, why did I do that?
Well, you tried it.
Yeah.
Something new, so
Yeah.
now you know.
Now I know. Just sometimes you just gotta keep it simple. It sounded fancy. I got a ooh from the guy that checked me out. He was like, oh, like had an oh la la moment because it was so different. But I'll stick to something like this. And yes, I'll definitely go back there. It's a really cool place, but no pistachio milk, vanilla lattes for me. Have you tried anything like?
I have to, in terms of coffee,
Yeah,
I'm
was like
pretty much a traditionalist. I do like a latte, but usually just with the foam milk. I pretty much, my coffee choice is straight coffee, although in the last few years I'll put some cream in, so I'm getting really exotic, I guess.
Oh, nice. Get it. Good job, Cliff. We'll have to keep our cream supply always stocked up. And have you tried different things?
Of course.
Yes. So, okay. Do you have a favorite warm beverage?
I gotta say, as far as a warm beverage, I like a good hot chocolate. It's very rare that I have one, but it's kind of a treat. But yes,
Nice.
not too sweet, but nice and chocolatey.
Nice. Do you make it with milk or with water based?
I'm usually pretty lazy, so I'll just use the water-based
Water.
ones. But my wife did have some where you heated up the milk this last winter that we tried, and that was very, very good.
Oh,
So,
yum. Yeah, I like that too. I like putting whipped cream on top. Or marshmallows.
Yeah, I gotta have marshmallows.
Yeah, nice. Good. So, what's your favorite thing about LSSI?
My favorite thing about LSSI, like I said, I have worked here number of years. Like I said, I've been in child welfare for 20 years. I started out at LSSI in my career working in child welfare before leaving after getting my master's degree and trying and doing some counseling for a while at a different agency. But I did come back here. And the reason I did come back is I've always felt that the mission of LSSI as a whole struck me, has resonated with me in terms of reaching out to the populations that it serves, and not just in foster care, but all the different services that it provides. And on a more intimate and personal basis, what has always brought me back to, and when I first came to LSSI, what made me stay and want to pursue working in child welfare, working in social services. There was a level of camaraderie, a level of teamwork that really, really struck me. And again, like I said, it resonated with me. And coming into this field a little bit later in my life as I did, it was something I hadn't really experienced before, and it really attracted me to it. Mm-hmm. And I've really tried everything that I can, and continuing to work in this field is to work on that and propel that, and to expand on it, making sure that that level of teamwork is always there, and that level of camaraderie is there. Social work, child welfare is not an easy job. Mm-hmm. And it's an important piece, I think, for the workers to have that. They have that feeling of appreciation. They have that feeling of somebody is there when things do get rough, that's going to have their back and be able to support them. So.
And I can absolutely vouch as a member of your team, attest to your dedication and consistency.
Well, thank you.
That is really true. And then we feel that, and it's just really appreciated.
Ken, you don't have to butter me up.
No, I know what. I'm just being honest. It's the truth. So is there something that brought you to child welfare in particular?
I came to it in a very roundabout way. Like I said, I was a little bit later in life that I got into the field. It was after starting out in college, with the idea that I would be going to teaching, but that didn't quite work out, and I led into a completely unrelated profession for several years in my early adulthood. But what I did at that point, I found myself out of work for a period of time. The opportunity came to work at LSSI, and we always joke about that because my job history here is I started at the bottom. I started working in the file room as a file clerk.
Really? Wow.
Just needing some work at the time. But again, what I saw going on, I knew I needed to be a part of this.
Oh, wow.
And I had some mentors at the time that worked at LSSI that encouraged me to pursue it. As like I said, that pursued me to get my master's degree in social work. And that led me into working in the different various roles that I've had over the years now.
Because did you provide therapy for kids?
I did. Like I said, there was a gap where I went to another agency after I did get my master's, and I did do counseling for youth and foster families that were in the foster care system. I did that for several years.
Yeah, that's some seriously important work.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously, thank you. And thank you for sharing that value, that tidbit that you started way at the bottom and worked your way up. It's pretty inspiring.
Yes.
Yep. And tell us, do you have a hobby or passion that you used to partake in, or currently do, or even would like to pursue? We just like to ask that.
I have a lot of different interests. I'm one of those persons, I think you kind of describe, I know a little bit about a lot of things. I'm just always interested in learning about new things. My original passion, like I said, when I originally went to school, I had intentions or desires to be a history teacher. So I think my original love has always been history. I get back into times where I really want to pursue that more. I've been thinking more about how I can continue exploring that as I reaching my older years and maybe considering retirement. But yeah, that's where my real passion lies. So.
Okay. No, that's really cool. Oh, thank you. And what's one win as we wrap up that you like to celebrate, big or small, personal or professional?
I think on a professional level, and again, talking about going into work child welfare, what attracted me and drew me to child welfare is, yeah, the foundation of social work is to be a helper, to help people. The one thing about this field I've learned over the years is sometimes is you have to go on trust a lot of times that you are helping people. Getting the feedback is not always forthcoming by the people that we work with. And it's those moments when you do get the feedback, when you hear back from somebody that, yeah, actually the work, blood, sweat, and tears that you put into working with them made a difference. I've fortunate to have a couple experiences like that. I particularly go back to one when I was counseling with some parents. It was a family situation that I was working with, and it was more than several months. It was probably a year after we finished up the family therapy with him, and out of the blue I got a text from the father kind of thanking me, and I think it took him the time to kind of realize the things that we had talked about and tried to process during that, what the effect were they had the years later. So it's those types of things that are just really fulfilling.
It's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's so nice. We don't always know that. We wonder, but it's so nice that
Right.
you had that confirmation from
Absolutely.
that person. That's very nice. So that's it for today's episode. Cliff, thank you for what you do here and sharing your love for helping and doing it in child welfare for now.
Okay.
And thank you. Till the next time. Goodbye.